Welcome to the Construction Podcast. We're talking about construction and other things. I'm sure she didn't like the noise of the whole shelf falling over before we started recording.
Oh, I probably should whip my
To the wide,
hair.
please.
So people can see my big forehead.
Welcome to the SYWB Podcast. Happy Father's Day. You can show a movie on his forehead.
Damn, I really got the miscalculation wrong then.
Happy Father's Day. This one next week.
Happy Father's Day to all those that actually stayed. Thank you for coming back with the milk.
Cheers to you for who stayed. I'm drinking the dad's coffee.
Thank you for coming back with the milk, man. It means a lot.
Yeah, my dad didn't even smoke, and he went to get cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't come back.
I have a good family. I can't say anything else.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
The only
Either.
thing I can do now is to stay in
complete lie. My dad doesn't smoke though, so it was only a half lie.
And it reminds me of that meme of like, I know all of you guys never had good dads. I'm like, no,
I love my dad. No, I love my dad.
Yeah,
and it's the rocket guy. Yeah, I love my dad.
He's fucking rocks.
He fucking rocks, man. Is it? That guy looks like that meme looks like Nick Cage's son.
Yeah, no, it was a.
Have you ever seen Nick Cage's son?
Actually, I don't.
He always walks around in a painted kiss face. Like he looks like that meme looks like Nick Cage's son. And Nick Cage looks like he treats his son like normal.
Yeah, no, Nick.
My son.
Yeah, Nick Cage is a wild. Well, he's not a wild card. He was a wild actor, but I think.
Did you ever watch? Oh, we did watch. We watched it together. The Unbearable Talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
He played himself very well. Because he played like a little caricature of himself. It was really fun.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He is a really good actor. I think just like Adam Sandler and like Jackie Chan, I think he agreed to a lot of different scripts to the point that no one really.
Well, apparently I think that bit in the movie was true. He was in debt for a big number, so that's why he kept taking roles.
Yeah, I mean everyone has a reason to do so. I know Jackie Chan did it because he wanted to. Crap, what was the award? He wanted to win one of the. I don't think it was the Golden Globe Awards, but he did a lot of movies because he wanted to be part of America, because he wanted to win one of the most prestigious awards that we have when it comes to acting.
Oscars.
I believe that's what it is, then the Oscars. Because, yeah, that's exactly what he did. He won one.
He chose the wrong genre.
Oh, yeah.
There's no Oscar for stunt work. There should be.
Stunt work? No,
yeah, stunt work. There's no Oscar for it.
Oh, yeah. But that's why he became an actor. That's also why he jumped into being in America.
Yeah, like all his movies, he's a stunt actor. Maybe. What's the movie? Miyagi? Karate Kid. He didn't really do many stunts in Karate Kid. It was mostly Will Smith's son.
What?
Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
No stunts. It was one from 2012, dude. 2011. Was his name not Miyagi in that movie?
Yeah, his name was Miyagi.
Yeah.
I don't.
Would hope so.
I don't get like no
stunts.
It was
a remake.
What do you mean?
A continuation. Huh?
I just don't understand. What do you mean by like no stunts?
There were no. He didn't. I'm saying he is a stunt actor. In most of his movies, he does like a stunt or a kick or something, jumps through a window. But that's the first example I thought where he didn't really do any stunts.
Oh yeah. I could believe that. I don't remember that movie too well, but I can believe that because
I remember liking
teacher
it
for most of it.
I remember liking it. And I think I saw Karate Kid before I saw that one. So I remember liking it. I haven't watched it since around it came out. But anyway, not the point of the podcast.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the SYWB Podcast. If I say it fast enough, YouTube won't count it as a swear. Where we talk about the drama of the restaurant industry, but never the who or the where, right? Bleep. Right, Jason? Happy Father's Day.
That's correct. I'm sorry. I could not hear you drink salt.
I cut to Jason during a drink shot, hopefully to get a spit take. It didn't work.
No, I was trying to prevent that. Yeah, I was trying to
prevent
the
He's
whole
a swallower.
Thing.
Turns out I know more about Jason now than I ever have before. When he's surprised, he swallows. No, Jason.
Yep.
We have a guest scheduled.
Podcast, by the way.
Hubba?
That's the name of the podcast, by the way.
Spit and swallow?
Swallow. Whatever you just
Spit and swallow.
Oh, when you swallow when you're surprised? Or when you're surprised, you swallow. And that might be the name of the podcast. Once again, I did not edit the podcast that comes out tomorrow, so it might be coming out Tuesday. It is now a Monday
or change the schedule of when they release at this point.
It is a Monday and Tuesday podcast now. Monday or Tuesday podcast now, just so you guys know.
Ooh. I actually don't mind a Monday because like Mondays are the most boring days.
Yeah, so I did. Honestly, I did Mondays because the Rooster Teeth podcast always came out on Mondays. And I'm willing to
Oh.
fill the gap. That's the second title of this episode. Willing to fill the gap.
Yeah, I'm willing to fill a gap for all 2 people.
Are we failures,
The
Jason?
2 are right here.
Are we failures, Jason?
No.
Not yet. If we get to episode 100 and we don't get 30 views an episode, I'm just gonna start crying on the episode. That's it. It's
No,
gonna be
that's
me
fine.
crying.
I mean, look at me. My streams, I have like over 500 videos of it, and I still only have like 2 viewers.
And yet you have no VODs.
No, of course not.
Shame.
Because I've been there before the VODs were even a thing.
Pretty sure
Yeah,
VODs
no,
been a
I've been
thing
streaming for over 10 years.
Pretty sure streams have had VODs for a long time.
Well, I'm
you
not
hear
sure.
my mustache
But I've been
hairs?
streaming for about over 10 years. And
What?
only
10
this year
years?
have been, yeah.
Explain yourself.
And
Has it all been on the same name? Jesus, Jason. And you
Yeah.
just now getting regular?
Yeah.
Wild.
Well, I mean,
Oh, well, in that case, I've
I
been streaming
couldn't-
for like 6 years.
yeah, I
Just kidding.
mean,
It's only been like 3.
yeah, because I mean, I was never consistent because I was doing it during high school. I think when the PS4 came out,
Yeah, just don't piss on the 4.
I bought it with the Uncharted collection and I bought it with the Bloodborne collection. I just want you to sit in that. I just want you to sit on that.
When I was thinking that you could, if you cut to the slow-mo, you see me think about what I'm going to say when he said that. And I didn't think it sounded like piss on the floor. And it was even funnier after I said it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how my mind goes.
Yeah, after I bought the PlayStation 4.
PS4, man, don't piss on the floor.
Yeah.
To be fair, both times I said 4. We got a guest scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it's in 2 weeks. For you, it'll be, oh yeah, we're going on a break. We're going to have a 1-week break.
Yes, due to the Father Day actions that we're
Father's
going
Day.
through.
I think from now on, we're going to take holidays off.
As most of you guys are probably already know or in the business, you already know that special holidays approaching, and because of that, we're all going to be busy. Whether we like it or not, we're going to be completely.
Father's Day last year wasn't the busiest.
But we're still working. We're not getting let go in any way. In other words, we're not gonna be have any time to actually meet up or do anything that can help us record a video.
Well, that's not moving.
And so because of that, yeah, we're kind of taking 1 week off, or I guess essentially one video will not be popping up as normal.
1 week.
Yeah. So then, but yes, we do have a guest coming by.
So when we come back, if everything works out, if they don't cancel, we have another guest, a second guest, or I guess technically third.
Yep. Shaquille O'Neal.
I will say Shaquille O'Neal is coming.
He worked a serving job once.
Did he?
No.
He was a cop once.
I believe that.
Was? Okay. It's like an honorary cop situation, but he did real duties, I think. It might not be honorary. I don't know.
He's a great Walmart
I know he's an honorary doctor.
buyer. I know that.
Honorary doctor.
Oh yeah, that is true.
So
Him and his friends actually.
Dr. Shaquille O'Neal will be here on the 23rd.
Yeah, he's gonna be talking about what it was like to be a server. He's probably gonna give us a couple of pointers, some 3-pointers as well.
Ooh, that was
And
a good
then-
turn of phrase, Jason. You're learning. Piss on the
And
floor.
that's it. That's okay. To the real stories now.
No, I'm excited. We're gonna have it's like a second outside person guest.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Because by that
Alright.
point, so the running theme is they first have to quit or be fired for us to have them on the podcast.
That's not one of the
So,
main requirements, but
for me, it's one of the main requirements. I could have asked him at any time, and I waited till he left.
yeah.
I think it's going to be a main requirement from now on. Which
Yeah,
turns
could be.
out soon we'll have everyone on the podcast because people are just dropping like goddamn flies.
Well, yes. I mean, again, most people who already know this, we're entering the slow season, and because of that, we're not going to be able to make as much money as one would want or imagine. And I know a lot of people are like, "Well, what is like the actual like drop rate that happens?" It's a pretty big drop rate.
I would have to ask
It
management
is really really huge.
about last year's June, or I guess May, to know how much
About
it
what?
dropped. But
Well, the dropping isn't so much so about the restaurant. The dropping for everyone is the individual. Again, part of it is the paycheck that comes in.
yeah, but it's based off how many customers come in. So if we know how many customers went down from last year, there's projections in that.
it could be based on the customer, but then you also have to ask like who was truly working there. Because
Mm,
sometimes
no,
you
I
have a
don't think.
setup of 3 servers who get a flock of 80 coming in, or you get the set of all 13, 15 servers coming in, and then it's only for like 50 customers. It tends to happen.
I think there's only 4 waiters who were working here last year at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. No. Yeah. There's only 4.
Yep.
God dang.
Yeah. It's a scary thought to now realize I'm a veteran at a
Nope.
place I do not want to be a part of.
Not. But you didn't want to be part of it?
Anyways,
talking
to
about
the
the
main
podcast?
story is the question of the day.
I think you're talking about the podcast at this point.
So I actually have a question of the day for all of y'all. I know it's gonna be kind of. I'm still gushing over this. Have you guys ever gotten a thank you letter
Oh.
for serving in any way, whether we're serving a party or just serving a table or like helping someone on a date accidentally?
You know what my first note is, Jason? You know what my first note is?
Hmm.
Story about the note.
What note?
Your note.
My note. Oh,
Get to the wide.
okay. It's very stalkerish for you to just
No, you talked about it before
set
the
the
podcast,
setup.
and I wanted to hear about it.
Um.
So answer the question down in the
Yeah.
comments below. And it doesn't have to be at the waiters. If you have your own job and you just are here listening about the service industry, tell us about a time you got a good note at your job from your
Yeah.
boss, from your coworker. Did you fall in love with your boss? Did you marry your coworker? Did you?
Oh my gosh, that can happen. I forgot about that. That can actually happen.
Oh, there's 5. I remember 2 more who worked here last year.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, that's what I mean by the question day. Let us know what kind of good
Yeah,
letter
you
you
gotta spell it
got,
out to
or
people.
if you got a really bad letter, let us know on that one
You can
too.
spelling it out. YOU space NEED space COMMENT space FOR space US space TO space succeed. Thank you. Back to the regular schedule programming. That was brought to you by Sesame Street. That last part.
I got water. Sorry, I got dry mouth for screaming all last night.
How to get to
All right,
Sesame Street?
so let me know. Yeah, so back to the letter.
Tell me how to get to Sesame. He will now. He will now.
I never seen
I'm gonna
Sesame
edit him.
Street, so
I'm
I
gonna
don't know
edit
what
him
the hell that
walking
is.
across the Snuffle. Wait, was he a Snuffle? Was it on the Sesame Street? I'm picturing something else. Who was the vacuum?
That was from not Teletubbies. Yeah, Teletubbies.
Teletubbies with the vacuum?
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Whenever the whole life, because I never really watched either of them. Whenever someone said Snuffleupagus, I just pictured that vacuum in my head. I'm guessing is Snuffleupagus an elephant?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes much more sense than a vacuum.
Like a beastie elephant, though.
Bestiality? What?
With long brown hair, always borderline suicidal.
Oh my god, that thing
Wasn't
creeped
that
me out.
Eeyore?
That's Snuffleupagus?
Yeah.
He's not walking across my screen. That scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Oh, it was Eeyore.
I know I said I never watched it, but I seen clips
Well,
when I was a kid.
Eeyore is suicidal, but the
Okay.
Snuffleupagus was the one that.
It was a copy of Eeyore, yeah. No, I remember that thing scare his eyes scaring the fuck out of me. Hopefully we're 5 minutes into the podcast. Jesus Christ. He's not walking through here. That's scary.
That's bullshit.
Is he scary?
No,
He's got
All right, wait,
major
hold on.
dry
I'll
mouth.
I'll
Sorry,
pretend like
I've
you're
been
walking over here.
screaming all last night. I had no
Jason,
water.
he's walking this way. Ready? Cut to the wide. Did you wear the wide? Damn it!
it's just you.
We gotta do it again now. Hold
Do
on.
it again.
Part 2,
Here
everybody.
comes Snuffleupagus. He ran at me really
I
fast.
still don't know who that is. I'm just
He's a really creepy character. You should watch this episode. You'll see him walking. He's really creepy.
okay. When we get a chance, we'll
Yes,
watch
he
it.
is.
He's really nice. He was one of my favorites.
Yeah, but he's a creepy character. He looks creepy. Let me Google him because maybe I'm remembering the wrong guy. If it's like a nice fluffy pink elephant walks by and I scream because I'm thinking of the wrong thing, it'd be funny if I don't Google it.
Oh.
Jason, tell us about your note.
I'm just laughing because the mention of Teletubbies reminds me of like Game Grumps episode. That shit had me giggling.
I never watched them.
Yeah. So for the letters, I just received like 2 letters from 2 little kids.
2?
Yeah. Mainly because you can tell it was the grandma trying to be nice to the whole family. Was trying to be nice with the whole family, and first of all, I really thought it was gonna be a bad table because they've been there for like an hour, not ordering anything because they were just asking questions and questions and questions. And I really thought for the longest time, I was like, I don't know. At this point, they're gonna order fucking bread or something, just go home. Um, but no, long story short, for all of them, I was able to get to their orders. I was able to make sure they all ate on time, all nothing was missed. Um, and I got a pretty good tip out of them. But the cutest thing was I didn't even know about it. It was another coworker who came in and she was like, "You need to read this," and I was like, What is it?" But at first, I thought it was the kids writing them, "Fuck you" or something like that.
Mm,
Something typical.
it was such a harsh F.
But then I grabbed the letter and I saw that it was actually like letters written to me. And apparently, the server was actually watching them for like 5 minutes because she knew that it was written for me. And she just wanted to know what it said. But for the rest of the night, it made me gush. It made me blush. It was so adorable.
I didn't see the rest of the night. I wish I saw you after that. Did you keep them?
Of course.
I have a story like that.
Yeah, no, I kept the letters. One was just sweet. I mean, you can tell they're kids. They're trying their best too, because the handwriting was
You want to say
atrocious.
anything that they said in the letter, or is it
Well,
you want
one
to keep it
of
to yourself?
them you can. I'm not sure. I'm assuming she heard, but I was talking to the grandpa about wine and music and stuff. But one of the letters was more about saying thank you, and then her description of what a viola was, because she's trying her best to learn all the instruments with cello, violins, and violas.
Oh wow.
And she was giving her knowledge on it, and I thought it was just very cute, and it was very knowledgeable. She wrote down the strings, the letters of what strings it belonged to, and just trying to tell which difference all 3 instruments were. I thought it was very sweet.
Oh.
The other one was like a bit hard to make out, but essentially it was another thank you letter of patience more than anything else. It was just like thank you for being one of the best servers we had. The food was good, and I'm happy to go home on a full stomach. And I was like, okay.
I hope you frame those.
They're pretty fucking big, but we'll see.
Oh, is it on the color menu?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're pretty big.
Yeah.
What time are we at?
Shit, watch it be
Small
like the
number on the
50
bottom.
minute mark.
Perfect. That means 10, 20.
Yeah, and it just made me blush and gush and all that. And then I will say this: my night, as weird as it was, my nights was kind of more catering to date night more than anything else. I had a lot of anniversaries yesterday, and a lot of people who were like, you can tell the relationship just started, and this is their first like generic date. Not like there's nothing special. They just wanted to be together, and they just wanted to eat out, and it was nice to be around that energy. It was very very
Giggity.
adorable. Another reason that just made the night feel magical, along with the letters, and then just making sure that they got their food. Besides the one table, for some reason, none of my shit went through, but at least they got to eat, and at least I got something out of them.
Remember last week talking about the ticket issue? The
Yeah.
same thing. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a you problem now, Jason.
It's aggravating. I just stopped trying at that point. I didn't bother. They can fight me after. I don't care.
When I first started working here,
No, no, no. You stay because I know you're gonna get trouble with the computer.
I don't really remember having another experience like this at a different restaurant, but it couldn't have been more than 2 months after starting to work. This kid came in with his parents, or maybe just his mother. I can't quite. I think it was just his mother, and I think he was autistic. He was just like quiet and had a lot to do with his hands, and didn't really speak. And I'm still a waiter assistant, so I was just helping him out. And at some point, he started like folding paper, and he ended up making, I guess it's like an angelfish origami. It looks like an angelfish, but it was like really nice origami. I think he couldn't have been older than 11, 12. and he handed it to me at the end of his meal. And his mom had to tell me like, "Oh, he made this for you." I was like, "Oh my goodness." And it's been almost 2 years, and I still have it in my locker at work because I'm hoping he hasn't come back in, or at least I've never caught him come back in. But I want him to come back in so I can show him so I can, like, give it back to him as a gift too, like, back. Like, I kept it all this time. I've kept it all this time so that when he comes back, I can, like, give it to him as a gift. I was really hoping that would happen within, like, a year, but it hasn't happened yet, so it might not ever happen, and then I'll just have it forever. And that kid is Jason.
Go fuck yourself. No, it's not.
Jason, I have a
Not
gift
being
for you in my
entwined in
back
that
pocket.
situation.
No, it was really nice.
No, that's
So
adorable.
I know how you feel ish.
That's adorable. I hope keep it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Because
keep it forever.
yeah, it would be nice for them to come back and then you just and just be like, yeah, I don't want this. Just
Yeah.
give it back to him.
As soon as I started telling the story, I was like, I need to phrase this a certain way because it sounds like I'm trying to give like I don't like it.
That's too funny.
Apparently, I didn't phrase it well enough. No, yeah. So you should. What I'm saying is, you should crumple up those letters and throw them back at the children that gave them to you.
No.
Fold them up, origami, throw it at their face.
I think those kids are on the spectrum a bit. The third kid was the one that made me question the most.
All right.
Poor child. He didn't eat anything. He did not even budge. He didn't look
Did he write
up
you a
from the
letter?
table. I don't think he didn't write that letter to me, but he just was there drawing with one color, and I was like, okay, you do you, little guy. No food for you, no drinks, no nothing. You're just there.
Hey man, when you're not hungry, you're not hungry.
I guess.
I was that way as
Little
a
kids
kid.
gotta eat
And I think
something.
I'm realizing that may be why I'm so thin now. Because I thought, like, I think still a normal person would think, you don't eat when you're not hungry. Right? Does that make sense or am I crazy? Does it make sense? No. You eat when you're not hungry?
Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. When I was a kid, never did. It made sense to me and it still does. There's still logic to it. If you're not hungry, you don't eat. I think that's why I'm so thin now. Because now I'm eating while I'm not hungry and I'm gaining weight.
Yeah, that's why this.
It could also be because I'm getting older, that I'm also getting weight. Also, eating more comes with eating when you're not hungry, but I weigh more than I ever have before, and I've tried since high school to gain weight. Tried, whatever that means.
That's good. Gain that weight.
Eating a lot of Mexican right
Get
now.
that beer belly.
A lot of greasy
Oh, Mexican food
Mexicans.
will fuck you up, bro. You gotta be
Mexican.
careful. What'd you say? Wait.
Oh my fucking god.
All right, we're
Get
gonna.
away from me, please. I said greasy Mexicans on accident.
Oh.
Instead of greasy Mexican.
And you decided to emphasize on the word Mexican more?
No, I went back. I took away the S. I said greasy Mexicans at first.
If you bleep this, I'll kill you.
No, it's a mistake. You're allowed to have mistakes in life on the internet, right?
This is
No one
horrifying.
berates
I
you for
can't-
having mistakes on the internet. Everything's true on the internet, including Mexicans. Did you know
It's a
Mexicans aren't
lie.
real?
Pain in the ass. I know it's going horrifically.
Title of the podcast.
I get you trying to cover yourself, but
Title
that's
of the
not
podcast.
how you
Those
do
greasy
it.
Mexicans.
Stop it. All
You know
right.
what's funny? Is greasy isn't even inherently like a bad. It's not like a stereotype or a bad like word. Like greasy food is good. So why does greasy Mexicans sound so bad?
Because they're the ones always working in the front lines, man.
All right. Well, Jason took it to a racist place, and he whispered it. This man's not confident in his racism.
What you mean?
All right. Well, I can delete that note.
Yeah, that's why I stopped talking. I don't know if it's
Greasy
gonna be edited or not,
Mexicans.
but
I gotta stop saying it.
yeah, I know. You mentioned it within a
It's
minute.
so weird how English the S can make such a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should have said food at the end of it too.
The
That would have
English-
helped me out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what confused me. You didn't drop the food part. You just emphasized the word Mexican.
I didn't add the food part. All right, Jason. Skipping topics because I'm gonna get canceled after this. Have you ever? Do you know what a Kickstarter is? You know what Kickstarter, the website is.
Yeah.
You're the first person to say yes to that question. I've asked like 6 people. You're the first person to say yeah, I know what Kickstarter is.
Yeah, he used to donate
Who
some.
am I with? Who am I hanging out with?
Old people.
So I went to a. Damn it, bleep.
Yeah, no, I donated to a few Kickstarters because
Name a couple. Oh, shit. Name a couple.
no,
Oh, is it porn?
no,
Is there a porn Kickstarter? I don't know.
no. I mean, it's Kickstarter, bro. They're for anything, man.
Wait, can they? Now I'm curious. Can there be porn Kickstarters? I don't know how that would work.
It's simple. I'm trying to move to LA so I can get down and with whatever.
Porn?
Yeah,
Oh no.
happened before
Why did you want to talk about which ones you?
because they were just locals. That's all it was. People who were suffering back at
Oh, you knew people.
home, and I knew some of them. Yeah,
I never done that.
yeah.
I
Yeah, no, the worst one I known was
we'll cut it out. It's an edited podcast.
sure we can edit that.
You gotta move the mic. It keeps falling down.
No, the one of the ones I know I donated recently to was it was a couple of years ago, but it was a girl who I went to was a girl who went to high school with. She got in a car accident and it totaled her vehicle, but it left her concussed because you know I don't think she wants to hear from some guy who she hasn't heard in like months. But I do wish her the best. I always wish her the best, along with everyone else who I went to high school, who was generally nice in high school. The ones who weren't nice, they're gone. We're gonna leave it as that. But yeah, most of the
Jesus.
time, yeah, I just wish the best of luck for those. That's why I donated a little bit of money from here and there to them.
That's nice. I.
Yeah, what are you gonna kickstart? Money for your fucking
Welcome to the
luxury?
Kickstarting podcast. You can donate now. Kickstarter.com/pusherwaves. No. I've done 3 to my memory. Could have been more because Kickstarter's been a thing for a while. One of which, no, it's only been 2. Hold on, sorry, excuse me. Cocaine. What were we talking about?
Kickstarter.
One of them was this backpack. It's like a photographer's backpack. It was really cool, and it has like a panel on it. It's like an electronic, futuristic looking panel, and it would have a charging base, and it was like a $400 backpack. Really cool. It looked like it looked like something from Interstellar. I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I put the money in, and then like 3 weeks later, they're just like, nah, and they gave me the money back. I was like, but it was still ongoing. So I'm like, why was I not good enough? Like, why would they give me my money back? So I don't count that. Second one was another cool futuristic looking bit. It's like its use case was just a portable charger or whatever USB-C, but it had a futuristic look. Put a picture over here. Futuristic look, and it's like a quick swap lithium battery, so you could charge like 5 of them and just quick swap it and keep charging your stuff instead of having to wait for it to charge again. It's
Oh,
a good concept. I haven't seen a charger that does that, and it had a cool futuristic kind of techie look. So I was like, I will do that. Because I've never done it before. I've heard about it, but I really didn't really realize how long it takes you to get a product from Kickstarter. It takes a long time.
oh yeah.
So one of the last emails I got was February about it. Like, yeah, we're gonna be shipping out in early April or mid April. If you order before a certain date, it'd be April 15th. If you order after a certain date, it would be after, but still it says still in April. That was the last email I got. And so by May, I don't know, the end of May, I was like, okay, because because of the show for the YouTube show, I was like going into a lot of scams to do research for the second episode, and this was in my head. This was potentially a scam because of the way it looked, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll put money into it, and if it doesn't work out, it'll be like a research topic. So at the end of May, I was like, all right, it's a research topic. That sucks. It was kind of a lot of money, but whatever. And then all of a sudden, I get home on Friday, and I have a little box with the title of the. I'll put the picture here too. Title of the Kickstarter on my thing, and I look in the box, and it's cut to me. I got it. It's a cute little. Look at this little guy, and you go what? And he goes what? Little quick quick swap, and it has a little LED panel.
Nice.
Tells you how much battery it has. So I don't know if you can buy these now, if it was only a pre-order situation, but hot swap little portable charger. There's USB-C in the back. You charge it through that port too, so it's a one in, one out. Kind of nice. The only issue was it was pretty expensive. I would never have bought this for that price, even though it came with 5 pretty giant lithium batteries. I think that's where the price really comes from. But they made it seem like it was metal, and it's not. That's the only issue. I think because in my I should look back on it, but in my memory they were like tipping and tapping on it like it was a metal object that you were doing. But they could have made this out of metal and just made the casing for the battery plastic because metal might have been an issue or something for the casing. But either way, I'm happy with it. The exact color, it wasn't a scam. I'm happy about that. I bought this mostly for as a prop for the space movie or space movies. So that's why I'm really glad that it came in because even if it didn't function, it would still be a cool prop. But it functions and it's a prop that looks exactly like what I ordered. So to me, that's pretty nice.
See, a happy ending.
It's a happy ending
Throw all your money at Kickstarters. Don't.
for the kids.
Kids. Rarely there are any Kickstarters for kids.
For the kicks.
Oh, for the kicks.
No, I said kids.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good happy ending.
it
like
was.
that.
I was really
No,
excited.
I will say this: Kickstarter is notorious for a lot of failings, but again, it's not the
Oh, yeah.
website's fault. It's more the
Very
individual who goes to
infamous.
that effort. All right.
Do you have some? Because I have a lot to talk about today.
Are they all server related?
About 4 to 5, I feel like, are not related, but they're podcast oriented. Not like this. This wasn't really podcast oriented.
Yeah, but this is a podcast about serving, bro.
Yeah, but it's like it has to do with the podcast. I'll just talk about it anyway. You can. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this because it's embarrassing, but it's a podcast, so why not? Might as well embarrass myself. You know how we've had having so many issues recording last several weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You remember me mentioning to you the other night that it was
Yeah,
kind of
they
my
were your
fault.
fault.
It was my fault.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to lay it all out. Father, I have sinned.
Okay. Well, I'm a man of sin as well. Though. I don't know who you're preaching to.
The wide. So you remember how you can't not remember it because I talk about it every single day. How I, Rooster Teeth and that, and how it shut down. I'm a man of nostalgia and holding on to things until they're far past their
Dead on the
death.
ground.
Huh?
Go on.
What'd you say?
Go on.
I didn't hear what you said.
Dead on the ground.
All right. Not worth it.
Yeah.
Next time I'll let it go. Lesson learned. So on the 15th of May, they shut down their website. That's when it went down. And I just happened to be watching something on their website at the time, on my laptop, and so the page stayed up. If you didn't refresh it, it would just stay as it was. So for me, I just kept it on. I didn't return. I didn't close it. I made sure my computer didn't turn off. All that stuff. It didn't turn off for half a month. Turns out, when you do that, things don't delete, so it kind of bogs up your system to leave something on for so long, especially a browser. So yeah, that was the reason it was all fucked up. I was blaming the updates. I was blaming the OBS. I was blaming everything except for me. I have the page. I took a picture, so I didn't mention it on the day. I was just like, "Well, this is probably it," and I took a picture of the screen so I can, have a memory of the last time it was on. And then I refreshed, or I turned off the browser, and then it started working again immediately.
Your love became your undoing.
Yeah. So we have 2 fucked up episodes, maybe 3. and one messed up of the brand new Shits and Giggles podcast coming to us, please, something near you soon, an internet near you soon. Hubba? What?
Yeah, you can watch that one on the
Coming to a
toilet
toilet near
too.
you soon. Don't come in the toilet. It's messy.
It's stinky.
It's stinky.
This whole podcast just went everywhere.
All right, Jason. I got more stuff, but I think it's your turn.
Go on. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go back to the main subject.
Yeah, my topics are on the main subject. I said it's just a few of them are still a podcast oriented. Messing up the recordings. It's included in that.
Yeah, it is included. I don't know how bad the videos are actually gonna come out.
They're really bad.
Really?
One of them is only 40 minutes long because we had
Well,
30
well,
because we
well.
recorded 30 minutes of it. 30.
But yeah, that was part. I think consider that would be the worst one because
The
I
worst one.
like you said before, we have another one, but
And
we're
I'm
gonna turn
definitely
that
post
one
the
into
lost
something
episode
else.
on Patreon.
Yeah, so we're gonna be turning some of them into the lost episodes. So if you guys subscribe to Patreon, you guys can watch that. You guys can also listen to them.
Still not active, by the way. Just so you know. But you
Yeah.
can go there.
You'll be fine by
You
the
can type
time.
in the website.
It'll be
there.
fine because by the time that opens up, we already have a plethora of items. I'm
That's
assuring
the
you
thing. I'm
we're gonna have a
uploading all the
plethora of
stuff
items there.
before people pay for it. That way they aren't just waiting. Because I have a wannabe filmy Patreon too. It's got one post on it.
That's nice. That's nice.
It's not even behind the scenes.
I
It's just
le-
saying that we'll be behind the scenes soon.
As I mentioned before, I have no technology of any kind. Like all I have is just one console and a phone. So I know you can do a lot on the phone, but I have not gotten any material, any equipment to actually work on editing anything.
Yeah.
So all of that is still based on him. So again, you can blame everything on him at the end of the day.
At the beginning of the day too.
Yep. Sorry. So so for the main subject is I got a complaint
Oh, that's a new.
for
I don't wanna say
anyone
that's
who
a
has
new.
done serving, especially if you ever have worked in high end restaurants. I'm pretty sure you guys already know about the tip out system that it always implements itself.
Put your tip
It goes
in,
for
then you put your
bussers,
tip out.
runners, bartenders, maybe depending on how the restaurant sets itself up. That is what you go on. This is my second question to you guys.
Comment down below.
How would you feel as a team? Let's say numbers as a team of 7. You guys are pulling. You guys are working together. You have 2 bartenders, but you spent the whole day just helping each other. We're talking about no runners, no assistants, none of that. So it does mean you get to pay essentially like maybe $30 off to the bartenders, and that's it. The rest is yours to pocket. How would you feel working roughly 8 hours on that, and at the end of the night, you're told that there was an agreement behind your back saying that one of the bartenders believes that they should be a part of the pool, for they have assisted us in some form or fashion.
Hold on.
And so now it's 8. For 8 hours straight, it is now 8. So now you're splitting that money 8 ways instead of 7.
Are you talking about the night because she had a section as well?
There's no she.
Never mind.
And so for that in mind, how do you guys feel in that situation? And we're not talking about like this was explicit in the morning, this was not mentioned during the day. We're talking about at the end of the night where the numbers comes in and you're wondering how does the numbers split up evenly? They tell you right then and there.
So their explanation was that because they were making you guys drinks,
There was no drinks.
because they waited with you.
There was no waited from them.
What do you mean there was no drinks? Like you guys didn't do any bar orders?
No, this was no.
Did they get their way? Like, did it end up that way that they were tipped out with you, or no?
We were gonna tip them out regardless.
I'm sorry. Did they get part of the? Were they part of the pool at the end of the night? Did the management
They
agree?
should not have been part of the pool.
I'm saying, were they? Did the management agree to it?
No,
Good.
the managers agreed to it at the end
That's
of
what
the
I'm saying.
night.
So they did get it at the end.
Yes,
That sucks.
yes, exactly. So after 8 hours of believing it was a team of 7 and you're gonna pocket what you will get,
And that means
It
you were
ends
doing
up
a double?
becoming a team of 8.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Yes, and were they there double too?
No, there was no doubles. No, there was dinner shift. Literally the moment the doors open, let's say roughly 5, and they stayed very, very long time.
Was not,
So we just stayed. Yeah, we just stayed longer than we normally would. But how do you guys feel about that situation?
never,
You know, I know I'm confusing you a bit. The story that
Well,
I'm bringing
it's
up
just 'cause
is not
you're just changing numbers around so we don't give anything away. So I
exactly.
don't.
So yeah, I am altering the story a bit, but I wanted to give you the gist of it
It's just
for
I
the
got a gist.
main issue that presented itself. You know, you're told as a group of 7, you don't have support, so you're all working together, and you're only tipping at the bar when it comes necessary. But all we know is that it's just multiple parties, but these are still kids parties that we're dealing with. So no drinks are being involved.
Oh,
With
there
that in
would
mind,
be.
bartender did get their own guests. But how do you guys feel in that situation to be told at the end of the night that your split money is shorter because the managers made an agreement that one of the bartenders will not get tips from the bars, but we'll be grabbing from your section instead?
So you guys didn't tip them out.
No, we tipped that one. One person got the whole percent. The other person just jumped in the pool
You
with
know
us.
who got more?
I do not know who got more, but
That'd be
regardless,
interesting if they did this and then they didn't end up getting more.
I don't know what the interim was, but regardless, it should not even have come to that decision.
No, that's I didn't know anything about that. That didn't
Uh,
sound.
So that's my second question. And how do you guys feel about that? And has something like that happened to you?
How does feel about it? Damn it.
That's bullshit. It's wrong.
Yeah.
And so that's the second question of the day for you guys. How do you guys feel being put in that situation? Especially, again, that I mentioned, like it's the end of the night, as in you had no information of what this was going on until the numbers was presented to you for checkouts.
So let me ask you this: did you go into the office, say, and find out your numbers, and it was lower than you expected, and you asked, or were you told, "Hey, your number is going to be lower because of this"?
It was both 50-50. I did not have time to actually ask this, but the servers have already asked as to what was
So
going on.
after you got everything
And
was
then,
done, then you
yes,
were told.
everything was done. They were like, "Well, this is the numbers we're gonna go with now." And everyone's like, "Why is
That's even
this?"
worse. Like you had no time to think about it. It was already done, and you weren't even asked about it at all.
Yeah, and it also is one of those things where it's like, well, one person is gonna know, therefore all of them will know. But like, but that doesn't mean anything because if one person knows, especially
Yeah,
when
there's
we're
no
all trying to
communication in this
close.
restaurant.
Yeah.
There's no communication in this I told chef
Mhm.
one of the chefs yesterday that something has molded and it affected something else, so I had to throw all of it away. And I told them, and then the other chef came up to me and was like, "Oh, you're not supposed to get that from there. You're supposed to get it from there." And I was like, "Oh, that the other place is gone. It was molded." And they were like, "You weren't gonna tell me that?" And I was like, "Oh, I literally went like that. I accidentally put my hands up. I was like, I told chef," and I pointed, and then just walked off in a huff. I was like, I thought I did the right thing. I know not to tell both chefs, but they just don't talk to each other about anything. And it was a number of stuff that I had to throw away.
Yeah, I mean, everybody already knows communication in general is always an issue, but communication when it comes to like restaurants and stuff,
Yeah,
it's
and
such a weird thing because you would imagine that would be the number one prioritizing.
if
But
I was management, there would be way more communication.
yes, and I understand the whole thing. Like, well, not everyone can say anything that they should, or
No,
there
no,
are
no.
some
Yeah,
things
it
that
wouldn't
time.
be
That's
100%
fine, but
communication. It would be
again, communication is about the small things that are happening. Again, like maybe your fruit has gone bad and you had to throw away the whole basket of it because it molded over, and so it does screw some people over, or maybe it screws over a drink that
got
doesn't
on
have
my
their
hands.
garnish.
It was really
You know,
gross.
but it is those small things that aggravates a lot of people because we don't know much about. But at the same time, I think the issue with it is also timing in general. When you try to do info dump, not everybody can get there on time, or depending on when they feel like doing it. Everybody already knows pre-shift is a thing sometimes, but sometimes the timing for it is not as accurate as you imagine it to be.
Especially when people show up late and then they have to have these questions that were answered in
It's
the
not
pre
even
show.
late sometimes. Sometimes their schedules are just an hour ahead
Yeah, but
because they have other jobs. But at
yesterday
the
was
same time, you're kind of just sitting there like, why are we gonna do a pre-shift when only less than half are here?
because less than half are there. Like,
You know, but the other
because
half are
no,
going up later. Then why make the effort?
because how I mean, are the waiters scheduled hour apart, or were they all scheduled at the same time yesterday?
Some of them are scheduled differently. Some of them are working in half hours. Like, for example, over times, some were meant to be at 4, others were at 4:30, some were at 5. So you have 3 waves of people coming in. And again, I understand you're trying to implement time for all of them, especially if they have other jobs. But
I've learned
it confuses some people in some ways, you know.
that the communication thing is just an adult thing. 'Cause
I
I
believe that
thought
too.
I it's some bits I understand that people think differently before learning about it in like a actual interaction, but for some things I don't understand why people would do it differently than I do it. In a lot of things actually, but communication is one of them where it's like I feel like I'm really good at communicating stuff. You disagree?
I wanted to do the camera thing, but he missed
He
the
didn't. Yeah,
shot.
he
So
didn't.
yeah,
Do it again. Ready, go.
no,
I'm
I
really good at
nearly missed the
communicating
pass.
stuff.
I was trying to do the office thing.
I'm really good at communicating stuff. Perfect. Do you disagree?
But yes, very much.
Oh, how
I
come?
think you're the worst person to communicate with. No, just kidding. No. No. I want to piggyback on that one because you do say you're great at communicating. I do want to say one thing. I feel like a lot of grown-ups and a lot of people, us included, I think one of the things we mess up on in communication is the very definition. I'm sorry, the very different methods of communicating.
Mhm.
I think conversating with you is correct. We go back and forth. I think it's the ending of conversations. I think is what you struggle with. Piggyback the example is when you were talking to the chefs. Your first instinct was you twiddled your fingers and then you said, "I told chef," and then you left.
No, he left. I said he left.
No, you said you left.
No, I said then he walked away.
No. You said that you said, "I told chef," and then you said, "I left."
I meant he left.
Oh, okay.
No, I said he walked away in a huff. That's what I said. I'm gonna replay the video. I said he walked away in a huff. You guys should start
Okay.
listening. You're not very good at communication.
Two people are
I'll
coming to
play you back the
agreement.
video afterwards. I said he walked away in
Okay,
a
well
huff.
then I think your other communication is you tend to split two different stories at the same time. Because your ending sentence was, "I told chef and I walked away." And then you mentioned that he walked away in a huff and puff. My assumption was that was the same chef we were communicating with.
Not what happened. You want me to stop the video and play right now? We'll be right back on the
If you
SYWB
want to
Bitches
do it,
podcast.
yeah.
Yeah, because we need to.
I'll say I'm wrong if I'm wrong.
I know. Well, that's what I'm hoping for.
On a side note, that is his problem, is that he won't.
I literally went like that. I accidentally put my hands up. I was like, I told chef, and I pointed, and then just walked off in a huff. Chef, and I pointed, and then just walked off in a huff. And welcome back to the SYWB Bitches podcast, where I'm wrong. All right, so I wasn't 100% wrong. What happened was I said, no, I wasn't. I said, and you know what I said because I played it back. So when I said
Hold on, quick question.
and walked
Hold on.
away,
Yeah, it was so he was half wrong. He was just going to say.
it's kind of like the elephant from. No, not that one.
He's walking across the screen.
It's kind of. Oh, it wasn't even the elephant. What am I talking about? Oh, cut to the Y. Damn it.
Yes.
That was sounding like the what was it? Helm scream. Star Wars. Wilhelm scream. It kind of sounded like that a little bit.
You sound like a little girl.
I don't know how to sound like a little girl. No though. Damn it, beep.
All these
I didn't even mean to
names,
say elephant, by the way. It's like the Lorax. I said what I meant, but no wait, is that Lorax or is that?
Yes.
I meant what I said, but what is it? No, what's the phrase? What's the quote? I meant what I said, and I said what I meant, or vice versa.
That's
Kinda
Dr.
like that,
Seuss.
except I meant what I said, but I didn't say what I meant.
That's
So I
Dr.
skipped the key.
Seuss.
But I said it walked away, but I meant to say Andy walked away. But I just skipped that little E.
Yeah, and
So, not
they,
your
like
fault.
he was very crucial to the story. Not our fault.
No, I said not your fault, yeah. That you misheard. Or that I said it wrong. Yeah, it's not your fault. It's
it's okay. Come on. No, okay.
what's wrong with what I said? It's not your fault, it's my fault.
Stop being dramatic. Fucking sit over here. What the hell are you doing?
What's wrong? No, you both were like, oh.
Okay, there you go.
No, that was embarrassing.
Want to say
It
something
would have
in
been
the
if I
chat?
can
You
get
want to say
embarrassed.
something? Want to go?
I said if
No?
I was
Okay.
wrong, I said wrong. So I'm wrong. I'm half wrong.
Okay.
Can
All right, and you just go back to laying down. There you go. Good girl. All right.
you see
So
her?
back to what we were saying. Communication.
A little bit. Yeah. So communication. So that was the shortest break. We had a break last week because the thing was messed up, and we took a break for like 20
Oh,
minutes.
that's outside. So I saw wasp at the window. I was trying to figure out if that was inside or outside. He's outside.
All right. So I don't know if it's appropriate to talk about this so soon, but we're going to. And we'll probably end on this. Is there any event, personal, celebrity, big? Is there any event you can think of that would make you quit this job? Like you're gonna either go to this event or quit your job. Wait, no, you're gonna either quit your job, go to this event, or quit your job. No, because if you're going to the event, you're quitting your job. That's what I'm saying.
One doesn't preclude the other. You have to. You said it right the first time.
You have to quit your job to go to this event. That's what I mean.
You're making
Yeah. Is there any event that you can think of that would be either like that's real or that you make up right now in your head, like an event you're looking forward to that you would quit to go to? Is there anything like
Fusion question.
You
Okay,
don't wanna
so
restart?
the question is,
that?
what event is willing to make you quit your job?
Correct. Sorry. Communication. I'm
Bro,
glad I
it's
said it.
any event, bro. Someone breathes too hard, I'll quit.
No, seriously.
Okay, this job is already hitting my mark. Okay, I'm already
I'm being
up to here.
serious. You actually have to quit your job.
Yeah,
to go to
any
the
job.
event.
Twerp. If the Twerp concert, I'm willing to quit this job for. If Coldplay comes
God.
in, I'm willing to
Why
quit
is
this
there no
job
loyalty
for.
anymore?
Loyalty? In what way? Why would I be?
You wouldn't. There's no event you would take.
AC/DC, I would fucking quit for. Okay,
At least for a
Motley
real
Crue,
answer.
I'd quit for. I only know like 2 songs from Motley Crue, and I'll still quit just to go see the 2
my
songs.
God. This guy.
Janelle Monáe, I almost quit work just to go see, but I got fucking mad because the damn my phone closed out the app, and then by the time I got back in, all the tickets were damn sold out.
Although I am in a bit of a conundrum because
I love Janelle
end
Monáe.
of June, I'm going to Boston for a week for my niece's wedding.
Pause. End of June?
Beginning of July. No, it doesn't affect you. Relax.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
You just said a week.
I understand that, but it starts in the end of turns of the job.
Sorry,
That's what I'm
what's
talking
going
about.
on?
Niece's wedding.
He's not considering any of that.
But this is for my niece's wedding. But he doesn't have that. He doesn't have the amount of time that I've put in.
And if he
doesn't
feels like
have-
this about every job, he never will.
Well, if he keeps up with that attitude, he never will.
That's
But
what I said.
Oh, now they're talking about me. I don't know what's going on.
Thing, and here I am sitting in Orlando's living room.
This being
Oh, well,
podcast?
see, now I'm involved in the conversations. Now I have to chime in.
Who I work
All right.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, folks.
You're back into it, Jason.
What's up?
No, I'm just saying, like, so
Loyalty. Okay, so we're talking about loyalty. I'm loyal to a fucking T to begin with. Okay, I've already canceled 7 fucking group events just to work at a stupid job that has already cut my hours in half for no
Stupid
damn
job.
reasons. The thing
In half.
is loyalty is that you kind of have to understand not how loyal you are, is what you're willing to put up with your loyalty. And that is the biggest concern a lot of people in this generation have. It's because we already know we're not going to get paid a lot of money. We're not going to get the job that we require. We're not getting the house that we want to get because of the way the system sets itself up to be. We're stuck in a moment. Not our generation. We're talking about the next. Fucking your grandkids are probably going to finally see some difference in life. But that's your grandkids, you know. For right now, we're all going to be struggling. And I think that's the biggest annoyance everyone has with loyalty is like everyone wants to know, where's the loyalty going? No, it exists, but the loyalty is now more in us. We're all mercenaries at this point, you know.
And two-way street, though.
you know,
They have to
and-
be loyal to you, and they're not. They don't give a fuck.
And exactly, and loyalty is a two-way street, and exactly that's why a lot of people are loyal to themselves more than they used to be back then. Jobs back then, you are willing to work 30, 40 years and go into retirement and just be like, well, I did it. But today, hell, they can let you go in an instant. They can let you go after 30 years and be like, good luck with the retirement, knowing damn well that they were supposed to be your saving grace.
Are there laws against that? firing someone just before retirement for no good reason.
So
Yeah, there's laws against it, but that's still not going to stop people from trying to get involved with it. That's also why a lot of companies have lawyers now, because they lower it up, because they, instead of fighting you, they're willing to extend that fight in the longest way. The same way insurance, also like, we're here for you, but then when you get in an accident, they're like, okay, cool. This is going to be a 3-week process just to get one answer. Good luck, my man. And that's exactly why they want to do that stuff. Why? Because in the end, it saves them money. Where? Who the fuck? Who knows what pot they're gonna get the money from? But it saves them money in that little pot, and they're willing to fight tooth and nail for it.
This is the loudest Jason's ever talked into the microphone.
Yeah, my assumption was I was okay for the longest time until we heard the recording, and I was like, oh no, never mind. We both were speaking low.
My mic was also low.
As I mentioned before, I've been trying to fucking Marco Rubio this whole damn time, just trying to clean my mouth and get water in, but I can't do it. Yeah, I know.
I didn't think that's where I was gonna go.
Yeah, no, you're gonna hate the last 10 minutes of the video, because as you guys were ranting about your scheduling, I already told them about the whole thing. No, I can mute you. Yeah.
Wait. What?
Yeah,
you ruined the end of my story?
Yeah, it was for the end of years. Yeah, because I was like, I don't know how long this is gonna take, so I'm gonna tell you what we had Thursday. But no, I want to hear your side of it, because here's my thing.
My side of it's boring.
No, because
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I want to hear your side of it, because here's my thing. I actually met him. I ran into him after the whole situation.
Did you tell about that in the secrecy?
No. I was gonna go chime in, but I stopped because I want to hear yours. Yeah.
You're muted now, Jason. This is my time. I'm just kidding.
This is my time.
This is my time down here. Still haven't watched it. Oh, someone said the kid looked like the Goonies the other day. Someone said this from the restaurant. Someone said he looked like the kid from the Goonies.
Ooh. Wait, who?
Who?
The Goonies.
Yeah, but who are you talking about?
You look like the kid from the Goonies.
Not me, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I thought it was you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, who?
I don't look like Chunk. How would I look like Chunk? I don't look like Chunk. If anything, I look like young Josh Brolin. No, I don't. I don't at all. Anyway, God, off-topic podcast. Oh, that's already taken and it's shut down. Can't use that. Oh wait, maybe we can use that. It's shut down. So our bartender had mine was the Eclipse. If I wasn't able to go to the Eclipse, I probably would have quit. Visit my sister in Texas and go to the Eclipse. I probably would have quit to see that. We already talked about that enough. A bartender of ours worked there 7 years? 6, something like that.
7 years, yeah.
And worked with people who worked there for even longer. Had an opportunity to go see the Rolling Stones, and a behind-the-scenes situation with the production manager of the Rolling Stones, and like not even like at the concert venue, like at someone's house.
Yeah,
going to see, so potentially even going to meet the Rolling Stones, basically.
Yeah, it's like way better than like a VIP ticket would have.
Better than a VIP ticket. And the thing was, so that was the where I was trying to get to with it. It's like it would kind of have to be a bucket list thing for me, which the Eclipse.
I mean,
was.
It sounded like a bucket list thing.
That's what it was.
It
so
might have
for
been
him,
one for him.
I'm saying it was for him. It was a bucket list thing. Long story longer, he quit because the management wouldn't let him have the day off than the day before. He only that's the thing. He learned about it the day before, or like 3 days before he needed to be off, and he just like the person who had the ticket was like, "Hey, you want to go to this thing?" And he was like, "Hold on, let me find out about work." And the guy was like, "Hey, I need to know. Can you go?" And he just said yes, without asking, because he couldn't get in contact with work quick enough. And then management just wouldn't let him off for a day, even though he's worked there for super long and had given them all of his time pretty much. I guess he has his own schedule with stuff, but he's older, so he should have his own schedule.
Well, it's Well, how would you say it's like veteran status at the
veteran status? Literally, like not literally.
The longest he's been bartending, way longer than any one of us could even imagine, or even be alive, if I remember correctly.
Probably bartending. It definitely bartending longer than some of the bartenders have been alive.
Yeah, and so
and they wouldn't give him a day.
Yeah, and my only the only reason I would side with him, the fridge.
Okay.
The only reason why I would side with him is I know. I remember that day, and that day was when we were very lucky to actually.
I side with him.
Hmm?
I side with it. We didn't need that many bartenders.
Yeah,
Like,
and
phys
again,
need?
another thing too is that we got the privilege to actually be caterers to an event, and the event was like a college like thing,
Yeah.
so no one could drink. So there was again
Yeah.
it was another reason that there was no need for bartenders at all, and the walk-ins was more than enough for the new bartender that was there.
More than
She
enough.
was able to handle it, and you also, technically speaking, you have three people on standby who you can ask to bartend, and they're still getting the cut from us too. That one was non-negotiable at that point, which was weird, but still,
So, for
you
the
you
only reason I
technically could have had someone cover him,
not
but
even technically, you absolutely could've. The thing I see it from the management side is, it is absolutely about the principle of it. You can't have everyone knowing that this guy got his day off because he asked for it the day
yeah, day
before
of,
on an
yeah,
event where everyone had to work. That's
yeah,
the only reason I see it, but what could have happened is that instead of, well, to be fair, he was, I almost said his name. To be fair, although he's gone now, so I can say his name
I wouldn't say his
legally.
name. I wouldn't say his name.
No, I respect him too much. No, so what could have happened is he could have just quietly walked up to the management and said, "Hey, this is the situation." But instead, he was gossiping about it the whole time and telling every waiter about it, everything. Da, 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 da. And so the issue, I feel, this is from outside. I have no idea if this is true. It felt like it came to a point of, well, everyone knows this thing. If I let him off right now, it's not going to look good. Then they'll know that they can just ask, they can just like get off on these special days and it's not like, it's the only reason I can see is what I'm saying is it sets a bad precedent. But even so, that doesn't consider the fact that he's been there for so long and all this stuff that we mentioned.
I would
If
not
he
have
was
given a
gone,
shit.
no. I would have said, "Oh, thank God," because I like working with him. Like, now I can't ever work with him again. No. Like,
I would not have given a damn.
I wouldn't have expected to get a day off sometime soon because he did too.
Well, I mean, also
That's what I'm saying.
again, here's the thing though. The situation itself in the restaurant terms is also different. He left knowing that there would be no drinks because again, we were privileged enough to actually cater an event. These were still people under 21 though. So there was no need for bartenders.
No, a less than need. There was parents and stuff, but still, either way. It was
But
less.
but still not one got a drink because
Yeah.
again, this again is a catering event, this is a college thing, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure no one would be drinking
I
unless they
don't
fucking
did
call
anyone
for it.
ever, I wasn't there. Or did anyone ever do
No,
it? Yeah.
no one bothered
So,
getting drinks. So with that in mind, again,
12?
for him to get the day off and walk away with the veteran status, it makes kind of sense for him to kind of just like
What's the
disappear
time
for
say?
that. Now, if you told me a different story of like,
20
hey,
minutes?
yo, we're like, hey, look, we got an event, we got alcoholics, we got
Put the
wine
time
drinkers,
say
we
on the
got
bottom, the recording
everyone, we
time.
got like beer tasters, wine tasters, cocktail tasters all coming in, and we need the best of the best. And he came in and said, I have to leave. Then I understand that whole situation of like, okay, well, you're being kind of an idiot. I understand you want to see this big event, but this is your element. This is where everyone chimes in. This is where everyone expects you to be the best right now. That is where I would probably side with the managers on that side. Uh, that didn't happen. The whole written scenario was that he was really wasn't necessary. He was not needed, and it does suck that he quit on day of. I thought you knew about this, but I when he quit, Um, my from what he told me is that he actually walked up to the manager. He said, "Thank you for these experience." Shook his hand, and then he walked out. So I was like, "Okay, that's very
Did he quit the
still."
day before or the day of?
I think it's day of because
Interesting.
the thing that made me laugh about it was the only reason why I believe that they had plenty of people to cover him is that apparently he called all three of the people who were bartender certified,
Yeah, he was trying to.
and he said he went to the last one, which was the guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna let you know right now. Just bring your bartending uniform because I ain't being here." And then and that is what the last guy did. He walked in with a bartending uniform and he's like, I was just told that I need to wear this. And he's like, yeah, you did it because the guy walked out. And so I thought that was pretty funny on my book. To be like, hey,
So, real
I'm
quick, because
quitting in 5 minutes, so just wear your
we
uniform.
do have to end. So, real quick, What did he say when you met him afterwards?
No, that's exactly what he said. You know, he said that he walked up to the manager, he shook his hand, and he thanked him, and he said it did suck that this is how it had to end. But he also did mention that this is where he wanted to retire into. Like he
He's ready to retire?
no, this is what he wanted to. So he wanted to work until he got so old that he had to retire. He wanted it to be that restaurant. But
You wanna know
again,
I almost said it
when
again.
you're given that
Bleep that.
opportunity,
Oh, so I was talking to myself in the future.
I know. So when you're given that opportunity again to experience something that again I'm assuming is off his bucket list, you know.
Well, yeah, because they're about to kick the bucket, so
Yeah, exactly. So
not the
I would go
bartender,
for
the
it, you know.
band.
And I'm not gonna lie, I will say this. I will say this. I think that's what makes restaurants such a viable option for a lot of people, and why a lot of people wanted to flourish. Is it is one of those prime examples of jobs where you can kind of just quit
Did he
and
say
get
it was
another
worth it?
one at the next day. You know, it may not be the best one, but you know, you're constantly able to just walk in, walk out, and again, depending on how atrocious the restaurant business is for that restaurant, you could probably just walk back the next day and be like, "I was joking." Like,
That's why I wonder, because if he quit, he can come back. Why
well,
doesn't he?
I think it's the principle of pride at that point.
Unless he walked out and he was fired. I don't know if what he was. Because if he quit, there's a version of him coming back. If he's fired, there's not.
Well, I mean, again, he's old, and he already mentioned retirement.
So I'm saying,
I don't know if he is into retirement. He said he's gonna go see his friends back in Florida, but he was talking about like I'm gonna get a taste of early retirement now, and I'm like,
if we can get him
so
on this
that
podcast,
might
I would
be.
really want him here.
I would be interested to see what his take on is in
Because I
general.
want to know did he say if it was worth it?
He sounded like he had a grand time at the one.
Yeah, but like, look,
The whole
after the fact,
conversation was about that, but the last 5 minutes was about like, hey, what is your next step and stuff. Like, do you want to go back? And he was like, I think his final words was, I think I'm gonna taste the early retirement now. So my assumption is that I think he's done with everything.
you're gonna make me cry. That's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, no, I did will say this. He taught me everything about bartending to begin with. I did train under two other bartenders, but he was the one that set in stone everything that I hold dear when it comes to bartending, from garnishing to even understanding the perfection of what meddling is, and
Muddling.
understanding the perfections of what an old fashioned should be consistently.
Would it be too far to put a RIP his name up here and then a black and white picture of him? Would it be too
That
far?
would be way too much. Don't put his name on there. Do not put his name on there.
And the arms of an angel.
Just write in the best bartender ever. 6 years.
It's
Oh
not
my
even
God.
that he's
No,
died.
no,
It's just the year he started here and the year he left.
You can do that too. No, I was gonna say do the Minecraft.
It's just
thing.
Snuffleupagus.
Oh my God! You put a picture of Snuffleupagus and then put a Minecraft layer on top, and it says "Day survived," and then just write in all 6 years.
I'm gonna use the Minecraft's grave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just do that, and then just write the day of. Like, hold on. We're doing the math
Rest in
right
peace,
now.
Snuffleupagus.
Hold on.
2024.
How do you do the math? 6 years. He was there for 6 or 7 years. How do you do 7 in days?
What? What happened? I'm back.
I'm trying to figure out how many
365
days?
times 7, dude.
Yeah, 365, right? Yeah. Times
Jesus. No, it's more than that because leap years, but whatever.
7. What is leap year? Like 1?
Just add 1 day. I don't know.
Exactly. So yeah, just write it there, and then just write days survived 2,555. You know what? 2,556.
Yeah, you're ruining the bit. So I mean, he said this like 6 minutes ago, but speaking of the last 5 minutes. Yeah. Bye. I don't know what's going on. Jason,
Oh, she got up.
you want to do your thing?
Yes, just like my streams. Thank you for stopping on in, even if it was for a minute. It has been a lot to us. I hope you guys have a beautiful
into the lens,
morning,
Jason.
a wonderful afternoon,
Into the lens.
pleasant evening, and a peaceful night.
into the
I'm
lens,
sorry. I
Jason.
keep forgetting that he chimes in on me now.
Look into the lens, Jason.
It might be one video that we're not going to be able to post, but other than that,
Morty.
we're going to be enjoying our
Morty.
Father's Day by working like madmen.
Morty, you gotta keep looking in the lens.
And I'm already looking at the lens.
Morty.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. And so thank you again, and take care.
Bye. Are you in the wide? Yay.
Yeah, it's the wide.
I'm texting my girlfriend.